Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Lee, and welcome to another episode of Top 5 Saturdays Live with me, Chase Lee, and my co-host,
Brian Sutfield.
That's fucking right. And if you are new to the show, welcome. What we do is we take a look at the movies coming out on Friday. We will pick one, and we will honor said movie by choosing an actor, actress, director, genre, what have you, and we'll make a top 5 list according to that and honor said movie. And the cool thing with the show is that it's live, so we have no idea what the hell's going to come out of our mouths, and we don't know each other's lists. So it makes it all the more fun. It's like opening up 5 little mini Christmas gifts. So before we get into our topic, Brian, how are we doing today, and how is your Christmas break going?
Well, I'm still here because, my college sucks. All my friends are home. I'm still here. My classes have already ended. I'm still studying for finals, so yay for that. That's kind of what we were supposed to start recording about 20 minutes ago, but I was late because I was studying with a few friends on the other side of my campus. So yeah, finals are happening soon. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to get these finals out of the way, go home for like a month, just hanging with my friends, finally going back to work because I need cash because I'm a poor college student. And other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty tired, but college. How are you, Chase?
Poor college student is a understatement. You look like one of those like hipsters that was trying to sell their album next to a Starbucks yesterday, and you did not get any money whatsoever. So I am doing pretty good. It's another slow week at the work because everyone's gone at this time. But since I see my girlfriend, because kind of like her, it's one of those things where like I have to save all my vacation time, so I don't go anywhere during the holidays. So I'm basically, it's like a ghost town. Pretty much everywhere I go, everyone's just gone for the holidays. So so that is good to hear. So that means next week you'll be in your normal setting, right? And you will be in like a dark dorm cave.
Correctamundo.
All right, so that sounds good. So Brian, what are we doing this week?
Well, a little film called Rogue One came out this weekend, and the film is led by a female. And Rogue One is an action movie, so we decided to do top 5 female-led action films.
Yeah, that is our topic for this week, and I gotta tell you guys straight up, I'm very limited in this category. I've only seen like 7 or 8 of them that I can remember, and if I have seen a lot of them, they were all terrible. That's why I chose these 5 as the best ones, because they all have strongly written female characters that are just so badass and so much fun to watch. Every time when I get a chance to see like a female-led action film, I always love the arcs that they take in terms of like they are weak in the beginning of the film, but then they have this transformation and they become very determined to tackle whatever mission that they're going for, and it's just really fun and inspiring to watch. I love strong female characters in film, TV, whatnot. I love when directors are just like, yeah, we need a little bit more diversity, and I just have the Calvin Klein model, white male, running from an explosion. So it's great to have a little diversity. So Brian, what about you? Do you get excited when you see the female-led action films? And if you say no, obviously the internet's going to call you sexist. So be careful about what you say.
I love diversity in Hollywood. I appreciate when they do female-led action movies because to be quite frank, we don't really have much of them. Although now we're starting to have many of them, which is a good thing. And for the most part, the ones I've seen, I've liked. I haven't really loved any, although the ones I put on the list, I love. And I can't really think of many terrible ones, although I think of them. But for the most part, I get pretty excited when females lead action movies. That's kind of why part of me was excited when they announced that the lead in Rogue One was going to be a female, played by the always wonderful Felicity Jones. And I'm like, it's good that in a world now where people are claiming that Hollywood is sexist, we're starting to get more films with diversity, like when females leading the movies. That's awesome. So yeah, female-led action movies. Yep.
Well, and you're going to notice on our list is that most of these are modern, and it's not because we don't like older films. It's because, well, first of all, I haven't seen them, and second of all, Brian is right. They're just now starting to let more of these films come out because these films are rare. It's not because Hollywood doesn't have the money to do it is because they don't want to. And the fact that these directors and filmmakers are pushing for this is quite exciting because, like I said, keyword here in this episode, diversity. It's nice. Let's keep it going. Progress forward, motherfuckers. So, without any further ado, let's get this started with the female-led action films. Brian, what is your number 5 favorite female-led action film of all time?
Well, this one may not be a complete female lead because, to be quite honest, also the thing with most of these films, I've only seen them once or twice, and I haven't seen some of them in forever. So if I blank out on something, or if I mispronounce things, or if I mix things up, I apologize ahead of time. So for my number 5, I'm going with probably the best foreign film I've seen, and I'm not really a foreign film fan, so I'm going to go with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Okay. And the reason why I'm going with this is because as someone who really is fond of the martial arts, I appreciate the way this film was put together. All the stunts looked amazing. They looked practical. You could tell that some of them might have been fake, but they all looked real. It was directed by Ang Lee. And if you guys don't know the man, where have you been? The guy's one of the best filmmakers we ever could say. I mean, Brokeback Mountain, Life of Pi. He recently just directed that Billy Lynn movie, which I heard was kind of bleh, but everyone has their missteps. This one is really well done because the thing is, I believe, and I might be blanking on this, it was the first foreign film to also be nominated for Best Picture. So that's a really special honor, and you could tell when a foreign film is nominated for Best Picture, that's something special. And Ang Lee was also nominated for Best Director, so that's a really awesome thing. I appreciate the action sequences in this movie. The characters are all well developed. They made a sequel early this year on Netflix, which I started watching. I turned it off like 10 minutes later because it was shit. So yeah, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. If you have not checked it out, please check it out. It's one of the best action films I think ever made. Like in terms of filmmaking, it's one of the best ever done. It's not for everybody, but hey, I'm not a foreign film fan, and I appreciate that film a lot. So that is my number 5.
You know what's really funny is that out of all the foreign films I've ever seen in my life, all of them have either been dramas, horrors, or if they are action films, they're full, heavy dude-led films. So I've never seen like a specific female-led foreign action film. So that is very interesting. But I never got a chance to see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I do like what is that style of martial arts?
I don't know on the top of my head
because you guys know what I'm talking about. Where like these martial arts films are very high wire-y, and they're running anti-gravity style. So there's a lot of films I've seen like that. Like earlier this year, I saw one called Killzone 2. That was a lot of fun, and that had like the same fighting sequences and style of a Crouching Tiger, but obviously Crouching Tiger is better made film. Killzone 2 was just a throwaway action film, but yeah, I never saw it, so can't really comment on it. So my number 5, I'm going to go with probably a controversial pick because it's so low, but I'll do Kill Bill. Doesn't matter which one, but I prefer the first one only because when you watch the opening scene of the black and white wedding kind of scene or whatever, it's very calm, it's very subtle, and then we see everyone get blown away, and the bride is on the ground, played by Uma Thurman, and Bill just has that gun over her head, shoots her, and that's it. And you, in that moment, you saw the fear, you saw the intimidation, you saw this character pretty much at the end of her roads within the first few minutes of the film. And then she wakes up. And I love the determination in her eyes to be like, I'm going to fucking kill Bill. And I'm going to go after this motherfucker. My favorite scene in the entire movie, I know it's a very small scene. It's everything within the hospital. When she gets out of the hospital bed and she fucking crawls to the car and she wiggles her toe. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why is that important? That's important to me because this is a character that never gave up and she never surrendered. She always kept pushing, and she wanted to push herself to the max so she can get well enough to go after this guy for revenge. It's a classic revenge story. And of course, when you get to that famous black and white bloodbath in the awesome penthouse looking thing. That just shows you how badass her character is. And when she has those quieter moments, she's very intimidating when she is talking to pretty much anyone in the movie. Like, do not fuck with her. Do not mess with her. She will cut your balls off. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Kill Bill. Not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, but it is definitely up there. And I really wish he would make a third one, because that would be a pretty cool kick-ass trilogy. So Kill Bill is my number 5. I'm assuming Brian is going to pass.
I will indeed pass on this one, sir.
There you go. All right. Moving on to number 4.
Number 4, I am going with Aliens.
Okay.
Aliens, I appreciate what Ridley Scott did with Alien by making it a contemporary horror film, horror sci-fi film. Great combination. Now, I've told this to Chase numerous times, and I'll say it again. I love Alien a lot. However, I don't think it's the best Ridley Scott film. I said that on the Ridley Scott episode. I think I said that on the space film episode. I appreciate Aliens more because of the action space vibe, and still add some horror elements to it. James Cameron took the helm for this movie, and this was right after he did the first Terminator film. And I gotta tell you, man, it's one of the best directed action films I've ever seen. Like, this film is so well done, well directed, well done, everything. It's the thing is with this movie, people need to keep this in mind. The Academy never nominates performances from films like this. Sigourney Weaver got an Oscar nomination for this movie. Let's not push that aside. Like, just think for a second. Who would have ever thought that they would have nominated Sigourney Weaver for this movie? You would have nominated her for like some Oscar bait type movie, but no, you nominated her for this. And that shows that the Academy has balls by giving stuff to films like this. But the action is so well done. The visuals are incredible. The film just celebrated its 30th anniversary this year, and it's just so well done. I need to watch it again. Like, this is another film that I've been wanting to watch again. I always see it on Blu-ray at Best Buy or Target. I gotta get on that shit and buy it. I have Alien on Blu-ray. Gotta get Aliens. Aliens is wonderful. It's fantastic. Definitely one of the best action films of the 80s. It's my number 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass. So it's a good pick. My number 4, I'm gonna go with. Listen. For me personally, I don't understand why people go apeshit over it like it's the best thing in the world. I think it's really done well practically. And it's one of those like visual kind of masterpieces. Story-wise, not so much. Yes, there is stuff there, and there's stuff you can pick apart and kind of look at a different angle, but at the same time, it's just a full blown-out car chase. But make no mistake, when you watch Mad Max Fury Road, Furiosa is the one that stands out, and it's not even her fucking movie. Listen, I like Tom Hardy a lot, but I didn't care about him in the fucking movie whatsoever. I mean, there's a lot of questions that were unanswered, and I wasn't really compelled to watch the guy. I still love the theory that they're going to Don Draper us, and he's not even Mad Max, and he fucking picked up an ID or something of Mad Max himself, and he pretty much took his identity because his mind was washed. But that's for another day. But when you get out of that movie, what was everyone raving about? Charlize Theron is Furiosa. When she first comes on screen, her shaved look, her dirty look, you know that she's been through some shit, and you go, I ain't gonna fuck with that chick. And then throughout the entire movie, you just see her kick a lot of ass, and she just doesn't fucking care. Like, she has this kind of hellish look in her eyes, and she's always like on the move in this movie, always killing someone or saving someone. It's just really fun to watch, and she's such an entertaining character. And she's also got those quieter moments in the movie too, where she breaks down, and we see a little bit more of emotion in her face, so she's a little bit more well-rounded. And also that the film is a visual beauty. It is so colorful and so enriched, and kind of like the sand and the car crashes. You just automatically into this world, and Charlize Theron is one of those reasons that keeps you interested in the world, and it's one of those reasons, or she is one of the reasons that you continue to talk about afterwards. So, yeah, I know it's fairly new, but listen, out of all the ones I've seen in my life, that one sticks out. So yeah, that is my number 4. I'm assuming once again, Brian's gonna pass.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, there you go. So all right, moving on to number 3.
You just brought up Mad Max Fury Road.
There we go. Take it away.
Okay, so you know, I didn't know shit going into this movie because I avoided everything, and people were like, "Oh, the trailers don't spoil shit," and I'm like, "Boy, listen, this is a movie I want to know nothing about. I want to go in not seeing any footage, photos, sure, clips, no. So then I went into the movie and read any reviews. I just saw the score because obviously some fucking idiot had to text it to me. I didn't want to know. People loved it. But I saw it. I loved it. Then I watched reviews afterwards, and everyone was praising Charlize Theron as Furiosa. I have to echo everything you said. Look, I loved Tom Hardy. I loved the guy a lot. I liked him as Max, but I didn't care. I didn't care about him. I loved Furiosa. I loved every single second that she was on screen. When she was first on screen, I'm like, we're in for a fucking ride because, I mean, first of all, even bald Charlize Theron, fucking sexy. But she crushed it in this movie. I was compelled by the story and her sequences. She was a pure badass. Like, if you went to this movie and didn't like Furiosa, whatever. But well done film, excellent visuals. I thought that it should have won visual effects, but I'm glad that it didn't win because what won? Ex Machina won. It was good that the Academy decided to recognize the indie, film instead of the big budgeted blockbuster film. But I consider this film to be slightly overrated, but I still love the film a lot. I appreciate it. I had a great time watching it in the theater. So that's why it's my number 3. Furiosa, just amazing, amazing character. And I really hope for a damn fact we get our Furiosa movie.
Yeah, no, I think that is it's going to happen. Like, it has to. She was one of the most popular characters in the movie, and I don't know what they're going to do with the sequels and stuff. And like I said, I really hope that theory is true because, like I said, Tom Hardy's he's not a Mad Max. I'm sorry. All right, so my number 3, I'm going to go with Brian's number 4. I'm going to go with Aliens. Listen, I remember specifically when my dad was buying random public storage spaces at auctions, and they would basically just sell like a bunch of shit, and you didn't know what was in it, so you're basically paying money for surprises. And I remember there was this one time where we went to the public storage area, we lifted it up, there's a bunch of boxes. I went through one of them, there's a lot of VHS tapes. And of course, I was thinking to myself as a young prepubescent boy, hey, are those pornos? And no, they were not pornos, but I did find Alien and Aliens. And I remember watching them when my parents weren't home because they were rated R and I was still a youngin'. And I remember watching Alien, and what a great claustrophobic horror film. The tension is there. It's a great thrill ride. And Sigourney Weaver is fantastic in it. And she does, lead the charge in the movie. But when you watch the second one, not only does it switch genres and it's more of an action horror, she is more in the forefront and she is a badass motherfucker. She just is. And you do not want to cross her path. If I was an alien, I would be fucking afraid of her. Just her character is so strong and so kick-ass. It's just a lot of fun to watch. I mean, there's nothing really more to say. It's a great sequel. It's a great continuation of her character. And I think if you watch both of those movies back to back, you'll kind of see the progression in her character to see her. Yes, she is strong in the first, but she's even stronger in the second. And you kind of gravitate towards her even more when she's kind of like this powerful figure trying to take on this alien race or whatever. So, yeah, I really like it quite a bit. And come on, it's got one of the best lines in film history. Get away from her, you bitch. Like, come on. It's like it's seriously one of the best lines in film history. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Aliens as my number 3. And when I get to my number 2, you guys are going to fucking drop your jaws and be like, what? Why was Aliens below that? But, yeah, we'll get to that in just a second, folks. All right, so moving on to number 2.
Kill Bill.
Okay.
See, here's the thing with Kill Bill for me. I love Kill Bill a lot. However, I've only seen the 2 parts one time. I have to see them again. I was going to rewatch practically every Tarantino film before The Hateful Eight. I didn't. I got lazy. But Chase brought up everything, and honestly, I don't remember everything all too well, which is a good thing because when I rewatch these films again, if I ever get the time to, which I should soon, it will feel new to me, and I cannot wait to rewatch these films again. And Uma Thurman is wonderful in these films. I mean, it's crazy that she got a Golden Globe nomination for both of these films. Like, that's the thing that I didn't know until recently. She got nominated for both films, both of them, which is awesome. That's an awesome thing. And she could have gotten Oscar nominations, but no, of course, the Academy had to be a bunch of pussies and just didn't nominate her. Yes, they nominated her for, the most overrated thing ever made, but then again, still nominated. I love Kill Bill a lot. The action is so well crafted. I agree with Chase. I would love to see a Kill Bill Volume 3, but since Tarantino's only doing 2 more films, and one of them apparently is going to be like a 70s crime drama porno type of thing, which I'm stoked for. I don't think he's going to end it with Kill Bill. He could.
I wish he would.
I would love that, but part of me doesn't think he will do it. If he does, then that would be like the greatest thing ever. Kill Bill is just wonderful. I don't really have much to say about it because, like I said, I haven't seen it in quite some time. But when I get to my number 1, I'll speak about that for God knows how long. So yeah, my number 2 is Kill Bill.
Yeah, that's a good pick. And I'm about to throw something at you guys, and you guys are gonna be like, "Holy shit! Why is that on your list? And why is that your number 2?" Okay. It was high school, and I believe I was, what was I? I was 17 at the time. Went to the theaters, and I remember what I was getting myself into. I was ready for it. I was prepared for it, and I made sure I didn't drink that much liquid because it was going to be a 4-hour plus experience.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Now, here's the deal, folks. When I was a teenager, I liked one of them and not the other. As I got older and appreciated what the style was and what they were going for, I love both, and to be quite honest, I actually like the second film more than the first now. What am I talking about? Here's the deal, folks. Quentin Tarantino. I do not know why you hate this film so much. You say it's the worst one of your filmography. I don't know why. You were going for a B-rated movie, and you gave us a B-rated movie. Guys, I'm going with Death Proof. What a great fucking film. Are you fucking serious? Like, I cannot fucking believe people hate this shit. It's supposed to be like a Grindhouse movie, because the movie was called Grindhouse. Listen, when you watch the movie, it's got such a style and such a flair to it that it's unlike anything Quentin has ever done. Yes, it's got the trademark monologues, and it's got the trademark cool characters that you remember. One of my favorite characters, throughout his whole filmography is Kurt Russell's stuntman. I love that shit. And another character I remember for that movie is Zoe fucking Bell. What a fucking badass she is. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, but I believe she was a stunt person, and Quentin actually wanted to put her in the forefront because I think she was the stunt person for Uma in Kill Bill. So I think Quentin kind of put her in the forefront to be an actor. And she's not like the best actress in the world, but then again, it was Grindhouse. You didn't need to be the best in the world. So having her in the front of the role and having her kick a lot of ass, and at the very fucking end, they kicked the shit out of Kurt Russell. It is one of the most satisfying things I have ever seen. But along with Zoe Bell, you have Rosario Dawson, which was my first time I was introduced to her, by the way. You also have, who's part of that core group? Jordan Ladd, I believe. She was from Club Dread, or she was part of the first group. Anyways, there's a group of girls in the beginning of the movie that get absolutely slayed by Kurt Russell, but then the second group is the one that kicks his ass. It's a great revenge story. I love like the simplicity of it. I love like kind of the grittiness and the grounded nature of it, because it felt real when it got to the action sequences. It felt like we were following these two cars as they were butting heads and crashing into each other. And they did. They actually filmed all of this practically because Zoe Bell is a stunt woman. So she was actually on the hood of the car and the roof of the car when they were like swinging around and shit. And when you do that, it adds to the excitement even more. But she was one of those characters that didn't take shit from anyone. And she wasn't going to take shit from Kurt Russell. She was like, motherfucker, I'm going to go kill your ass. And so I love that turn in her character when she's like, yeah, we got to go get this guy. And you're like, fuck yeah, you do. So listen, I love Death Proof a fucking lot. And I actually think it's better than Planet Terror. As a kid, I actually thought Planet Terror was the better one because Death Proof was boring to me. But when you go to film school and you appreciate all these films and stuff and you rewatch it, you realize that is the better one. And I don't know why Quentin hates it so much. Quentin, buddy, I like your whole fucking filmography. Death Proof is by far not your worst one. I don't even know what your worst one is because you don't even have a worst one to me. So, yeah, Death Proof is my number 2. I know it's controversial, so suck it. Happy holidays. Brian, I know this is not your number 1 because we probably have the same number 1. So how would you like to respond to this?
Well, here's the dildo, Chase. This is in fact the only Tarantino film I haven't gone around to watching because I haven't been able to find it anywhere. So like I wouldn't say that people say it's his weakest film, but I don't know anyone that hates it. I mean, I've heard some people say like, oh, it felt a little too much like a Robert Rodriguez film to me. I can understand that from the clips I've seen. It probably feels like that. I see it on Blu-ray sometimes, but it's like pricey as fuck. And I want to get the double pack. I don't want to get them separately. I want to get them like together. So for me, the way it works is that I do want to see this, and I'm sure it's awesome. I love B movies. I love movies like this, and I love whenever a director does a film like this. So I will check out Death Proof eventually, but I'm not gonna like say like, oh, it sucks, even though I haven't seen it. I'm not that kind of person who says movies suck without seeing them.
Yeah, and just to advertise real quick, I am not sponsored by any of these people, but whatever, fuck it. I'm actually with Brian. I didn't like owning each DVD separately. Like that's what I had, and I was like, no, I want this awesome Blu-ray. So I actually sold both DVDs at a pawn store for 50 cents each. So I got $1 back, but I went and picked up the Grindhouse Blu-ray, which is both of them back to back, plus the commercials. You guys have to understand that when I saw this in theaters, it was the full experience. So it was the fake commercials, including Machete, SS women or werewolf women of the SS, Thanksgiving. It was all these ridiculous commercials that fit the experience and whatnot. And so when you get the Blu-ray, just remember it will have the full 191 minutes. So that's 3 hours and 11 minutes, the full experience of both films plus the commercials. Do not get the DVDs because you will not get the commercials and you will not get the other film. It would just be the movie. No, if you're going to watch the double feature, you got to watch it the way it was intended. And it's really cool to end on Death Proof because of the epic finale and climax. So, yeah, I don't really like to advertise Blu-rays that much, but this is one of my favorites in my collection. Please fucking get it because it's a great one for your collection. So, yeah, that is Death Proof. So, guys, moving on to number 1. I'm assuming we have the same number 1. If we don't, it's going to be from the same franchise. So, Brian, I'm going to bet on it. Would you like to introduce our number 1?
Yeah, let's hope this is the same. Okay, so fingers crossed I'm right. Fingers crossed. Okay, so the number 1 female-led action film on the top 5 Saturdays Live is Terminator 2. Judgment Day.
Thank you. All right. So, listen, I was debating on putting number 1 over number 2, but the reason why I think hopefully Brian's on the same wavelength, but the reason why we put number 2 is that number 1, Sarah Connor, yes, she is very prominent in the first one, but she doesn't really fully comprehend what's going on. She's just kind of stumbled into this situation where it's like, oh shit, I'm going to give birth to basically the Antichrist. So she's starting to like kind of figure everything out, and she becomes a badass slowly. But in Judgment Day, she is full on determined to stop this fucking madness that's about to happen with her son and the whole apocalypse and everything. And you can tell just from the way she looks. She's got the ripped sleeves. She's got the cool shades and the guns and whatnot. She is such a fucking badass. And she's one of my favorite female characters ever. I love Sarah Connor. I love Linda Hamilton, who portrays her. That film is balls to the wall action. I love her, just like her fierce determination to fucking get shit done. So yeah, I'm gonna let Brian just take this one over. I love Terminator 2 quite a bit, and she's definitely one of my favorite female characters. And listen, and that's not to say she was bad in the first one, but I just think she's more of a driving force in number 2 than number 1. But people could probably argue that differently. But I like the second one more. So Brian, take it away. Explain a little bit further why she is one of the best.
Well, I have to echo everything you said. Like this, first of all, I mean, Sarah Connor is a really one of the best transformations in film history. I mean, she starts off as this very sweet, terrified waitress, and then after the events of the first one, she then becomes a badass. And then once you see the second one, the first shot you see of her, she's working out, she's beat as fuck, and it's wonderful. I mean, Linda Hamilton is incredible as this character, and the second one is a better film in my opinion. I love the first one a lot, but the second one I appreciate more. And it's not because I'm just a sci-fi fan. It's because the action is more movie, because when you compare the budgets, the first one had a budget of like $3 million, and then the second one had a budget of, I believe, almost $100 million. So it
was incredible how much they gave the sequel.
Exactly, I agree 100%. And it was just an incredibly well done film. It's one of the best action films ever made. Like, if you do not like Terminator 2, then yeah, get out. Just the door's right there. Get out. Get out. And yes, Terminator 2, just wonderful, just incredible film, just no flaws with it, nothing. When I rewatched it before Genesis or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm sorry, Chase.
I thought we were done with this shit.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. Okay.
Genesis.
Anyway, really just incredible film. One of the best character transformations I've ever seen. Sarah Connor, one of the best female characters in film history. Definitely one of the best action characters in any franchise. I would rank her alongside like John McClane. Like, I would rank her up that high, boys and girls. So yeah, Terminator 2 is the best female-led action film ever made. Period. The end.
I agree. I honestly don't think we're gonna have any more characters like a Ripley or like a Sarah Connor ever again. It was kind of like one of those situations where it was lightning in a bottle. They struck at the right time, and they really kind of made a presence in their movies. And yes, they do have strong female-led movies now, but there's just something about those two characters in particular that just really kind of stand out amongst the echelon that is female-led action films. So, yeah, what about you guys? What are some of your favorite female-led action films? Here is our list from both of us. So take a picture, take a mental note, and watch some fucking movies. So, yeah, and that's not it. There are also some honorable mentions. I was trying to think of ones I missed. I guess Kill Bill Volume 2. Honestly, guys, like there isn't that many. I know it's bad to say, and it's not really my fault. It's kind of Hollywood's fault for not pumping them out more or just not making them interesting. Like, I was reading some lists on female-led action films, and they have like Haywire and stuff that was Steven Soderbergh, and like what was it? Female Nicator, or I forgot what that one was. I don't know. There's really not that much. Like, and it's not really, like I said, a forefront thing, unless like they're kind of modern movies. There's not really like any older films. I think the oldest film we have is Aliens, because Judgment Day was in 90. I think Aliens was in 86. So, yeah, I think that was I think Ripley. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Ripley and Sarah Connor were the two characters in two movies that really kind of pushed forward this notion that hey, women can be action heroes too. That's what a Hollywood executive sounds like. So, yeah, I don't really have any honorable mentions or dishonorable mentions. I'm just going to jump the gun. Brian, are ones you have that you missed?
I'm looking at a list right now. I Salt is awesome. Okay, it's literally Jason Bourne. Salt is literally Jason Bourne with a vagina. What else can you say?
Thanks.
Haywire, I actually kind of enjoy. What there was other. Hannah is good. Hannah's a good one. Have you seen Hannah?
I never. All the Luc Besson-esque movies after The Professional, I have not seen. I haven't seen
awesome.
I haven't seen like Columbiana, Hannah, Lucy, all the basically one name movies.
What else? Wanted. Have you seen Wanted?
Oh, Wanted was good. Yeah, there you go. I guess that counts. Yeah,
Wanted's good. Charlie's Angels, the first one, I'll give the benefit of the doubt. That one's fun. The Heat is good. I like The Heat.
Yeah.
There's more. I'm browsing. Non-action movie. That's a horror movie. Thriller. Red Eye's not an action movie. Good movie. Non-action movie. Would you consider Kick-Ass female-led?
I mean, Hit Girl does kind of lead it more than Kick-Ass because he's kind of a wimp. So I guess.
Yeah, that's it. That's it with honorable mentions. Dishonorable mentions, I've been looking down the list. There's quite a lot.
Yeah. I guess for me, I guess I would say like Assault or like Tomb Raider. So basically anything Angelina Jolie's in that isn't Wanted. Sorry. So yeah, I can't think of anything right now. Maybe you can spark something in me.
Yeah. Let's see. Electra.
Oh yeah. Ugh.
Catwoman.
Gross.
Charlie's Angels 2. Columbiana sucked. The Call, not an action movie, but it has some action, so yeah, that sucks. Lucy sucked, in my opinion. All right, and I guess if IMDb lists these as action movies, I'm going with all three Divergent movies. The first one's second one's third one. Ugh.
See, Hollywood, this is a problem when Brian and I are struggling to find like suggestions for this type of category of movies because there aren't that many. So I really hope that like, you know, Hollywood does take the hint and starts to make more and more because I'm glad that like these strong female characters are starting to get more screen time and more of the limelight and more solo movies and whatnot. So I'm happy for that. Like I'm glad that they're moving forward and whatnot. But it kind of sucks when we struggle to find fucking movies to talk about. But I hope that if you haven't seen any of these movies that we listed on our list or in honorable mentions, that you would get a chance to watch them and hopefully you can be inspired as well. So, yeah, that will do it for this topic, guys. Comment down below. What are some of your favorite and least favorite female-led action films of all time? Let us know down below that face. That is mine. So, Brian, what are we doing next week? I might just jizz myself. That was graphic. Sorry.
Guys, we're going to be talking about crime, sex, language, sex, violence. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally honoring Mr. Martin Scorsese. About fucking time. Silence is coming out in limited release next week. Oh, God. That was me just, I literally just kind of came. That was beautiful.
This is going to be one of the hardest lists to construct because I'll guarantee you that my top three will be swapping out all over the place. Like I won't know what to put at number one, number two, number three, put number three at number one, two at three, three at two, two at one. Hard.
Is there going to be more De Niro or is there going to be more DiCaprio?
I don't know. This is going to be fucking bizarre because I have an idea of what I want to put as my number one. but then like my number 2 is really good. My number 3 is really good. So, and then my final 2, you know, they're still great movies. So I don't know. This is gonna be fucking tough, guys. Like Martin Scorsese is one of my favorites of all time. So it will be had, and it will be one of the best episodes we will do. And I really hope that our lists are pretty solid.
Yeah, and it'll be a good way to end the year because this will be the last episode of 2016.
Yeah, it'll be our last one. And we'll take a week break, and then we'll come back strong. And I don't know if Brian has anything planned for our first weeks 1 of the 2017, but maybe it's top 5 anticipated for the year,
Maybe, perhaps. We'll have to see.
Okay. So, yeah. So next week, look out for top 5 Marty Scorsese movies, which we're finally doing about fucking time. So, yeah. And then after that, of course, week off. But, you know, it's the holidays. You guys go enjoy yourself. You don't have to be on fucking YouTube. But to all of our loyal fans and whatnot, we appreciate you guys listening and watching and stuff. And thank you for all your suggestions. There's always that one commenter. He always comments like every single week, and he always wants us to do like random lists. And that's fine. I like the suggestions, but it has to make sense for the week because it's got to like tie into the movie that's coming out. So we can't just do like, you know, just random top 5 lists. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll do more in a week when we have more time. I don't know. We'll see. The show's got to grow first. We got baby steps. Fucking baby steps. So yeah. Brian, where can the people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at BrianSuts98 if I don't die because of finals. So yeah, actually, there's only one final I really need to study for, and that's it. And yeah, for those who are listening and haven't gone to college, Chase knows because he's already done college. For those who don't know, and people who say high school is harder, it's not. Okay, it's not, because high school you don't have to worry about finals and stuff. You do, but not like college. But yes, you can find me on Twitter at BrianSuts98 and on YouTube at Brian Sutfield. And if you're going to the theater this week, please pick good movies. We have a lot of good stuff out. Rogue One, La La Land, Manchester by the Sea. Do not go see Beauty Collateral. I heard it sucked. What else is out this week? Fences is in limited release. This is a good weekend for movies, but if you want to do a good double feature, I would suggest Rogue One, you know, do a Star Wars film, and then do a musical in La La Land. Or if you want to cry, see, it's a good weekend for the movies, guys. So enjoy your weekend.
Well, there you go. So yeah, and just to piggyback off of what Brian said, real life is harder, not college or high school. Enjoy yourself and just live inside your younger self, because I'm telling you, when you leave college, it will suck dick. So please take advice from someone who's almost 27, by the way. It's next month, so, you know, just whatever. We can leave them in the comments down below. But as someone that's almost damn near 30, I can tell you that real life sucks, and it sucks even worse after college. So just enjoy yourself. Please, for the love of God, enjoy yourself. So, yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at RealChaseLee. Subscribe to YouTube, and you get up to date when we do these things live and whatnot. So, yeah, female-led action films next week. Marty Scorsese E. It's going to be fucking fantastic. So I'm Chase Lee.
I'm Brian Sutfield.
That's fucking right. See you guys next week for our last episode of 2016 of Top 5 Saturdays Live. Bye-bye.